In this fast-paced modern life, where we rarely have enough time to truly reflect on the here and now, I just wanted us to take a moment to go with the rhythm of meditation. Thank you for joining me in that brief silent reflection. From nowhere to now here. And now that we're here, I have a question. Have you ever faced a fear that felt so vast and intimidating as the ocean itself? I have. As a child, I discovered a powerful connection between fear, determination, and growth through a seemingly ordinary childhood experience. Picture this. I was a young kid in class 3, barely 3rd grade, standing by the edge of a swimming pool, with the water stretching out in front of me that seemed so vast and intimidating as the ocean itself. The older kids were having a blast at the deep end, and I really wanted to join them. But there was one problem. I couldn't swim. Now, despite my fear of the water, I desperately wanted to experience that fun and freedom I saw in those older kids. So one day, with my heart pounding and fear gripping me, I took a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out, and jumped in. It wasn't a graceful dive, it was more like a clumsy flop. Once I was in the water, panic set in immediately. I was struggling to stay afloat, and it felt like I was drowning. Out of nowhere, one of the older kids saw my struggle, and he came to my rescue. He saved me, and family told me not to swim at the deep end again. So I went back to the shallow end with my peers. But something had changed. I had already faced the fear of drowning head on. So, with a newfound determination, I slowly, carefully, cautiously started moving towards the deep end, staying close to the edges just in case I needed support. And something magical happened as I inched in closer towards the deep end, with my legs moving in a reflexive way, keeping me afloat, and with my hands gently propelling myself. I was swimming! It was the best feeling I ever had. I couldn't contain my excitement. I immediately swam towards the deep end, a huge surprise to the older kid who had saved me before. This time it wasn't panic. It was pure celebration. Little did I know that this childhood experience will become a huge metaphor in my adulthood. It taught me that when you face something scary and keep trying, you will overcome it. It's just like learning how to swim. It's hard at first, but it gets easier, and you find yourself doing things you never thought you could. As I journeyed through my adulthood, life threw some incredibly tough challenges my way. In fact, things got so difficult that I found myself at a breaking point and wanted to commit suicide 4 times. In my last attempt, I was tired of the back and forth. I really wanted it to be my last. I turned to my diary and I wrote down 8 reasons why I felt like giving up. Intentional, as a message to the ones I loved. Reason 1, loneliness. I was surrounded by so many people, yet I felt so alone. Reason 2, fake hope. It seemed that life was constantly dangling fake hope in front of me, taking 5 steps forward, but 10 steps back. Reason 3, emotional and psychological turmoil. I was broken, beaten, battered by everything I had been through. Feeling incapable. I believed that I will never succeed in this world, that my gender and unchangeable morals was a liability in the male-dominated industry of my career. Patriarchy made me believe that my dreams were impossible. unfair treatment. Now, I understand I come off a little bit weird, especially in the eyes of our society. But this is me, my authentic self. I can't change being me. Yet, people are treating me unfairly. And excuse my French, but that shit was unbearable. 6, a long-held desire to escape. I had carried this feeling since childhood. I didn't feel safe, always misunderstood. My first attempt was in Form 1, 7th grade. 7, I believed that the Creator would understand. I believed that whoever was in charge of my existence must have been watching my constant pain and will definitely understand why I wanted to be free. And finally, reason 8, a sense of being trapped. Metaphorically, I felt like an alien with amnesia, stuck in a ruthless, violent, merciless world where any attempt to express your pain was just another sign that you're too soft, too sensitive, and that my only option for escape was peace, for peace was suicide. You see, when someone is suicidal, it's not selfish, nor is it an obsession for death. It's an obsession to end your unbearable pain and suffering, even if it means contemplating suicide. It's a mindset born from immense pain and despair. I share this with you to help you understand that those who feel this way, they're not seeking your attention, nor are they weak. They are human beings, just like you, with a complex series of emotions that you cannot comprehend. One cannot truly understand something until you face it your own self. And that's why only your empathy and support is what can help, nothing else. It is scientifically proven that a human brain is fully developed from the age of 25 to 30. I am 30 right now. And what I didn't realize then was that my perspective was overwhelmed by the waves of pain and despair. And instead of fighting the waves, all I had to do was just relax, let go, and just flow. That's how you float. Looking back at my childhood swimming story, there were basically 2 versions of me in that moment. One could continue fighting the waves, probably develop water phobia, never enter the swimming pool again because in this scenario, resistance equals to drowning. But then there was the other kid, me, who decided to go with the flow. And instead of seeing fear, she saw fun. This life lesson from my childhood has been my technique to face the challenges as an adult. There are 2 reasons why I chose life over suicide. One was a text from Gabriela Nikolic, a beautiful soul from Austria I had accidentally met almost 2 years since September 2018. She texted me at the exact time I was waiting for any sign that could encourage me to live. Almost 2 years since we last talked. And her text was simple. Hello, Angel. Are you doing well? Are you doing well? Once again, someone saved me from drowning when I really needed it. She left me with 2 instructions. 1, go vegan for a while. And 2, always serve. Now, I know everybody saw me in the cafeteria eating the chicken, so I'm sorry, Gabriela, I'm not entirely vegan. But my why ever since is service. The second reason was because I received an unexpected but genuine ear and heart. I felt safe, strong enough to just go with the flow. And instead of seeing fear, I saw fun. From nowhere to now here. In September this year, while I was actually preparing this talk, I faced a consistent storm of misfortunes that triggered me to the same waves of anxiety and depression. I was not sure of my own strength at that point. I actually wanted to quit giving this talk. But I did something I usually don't do. As Simon Sinek said, true strength is the courage to admit our weakness. I admitted my weakness and received a lot of compassion and strength from my life partner, hi Mayu, to my friends who are also going through something but yet extended their ear and heart, even from a hot mama, a fellow speaker, and from a problem-solving curator, Alex. Each one representing that kid who saved me from drowning. By receiving that love and motivation, like my child self, I saw the fun instead of the fear, turning negativity into positive vibes. And guess what? I learned how to ride a motorcycle. Now, understand, I've always been skeptical about operating machines ever since I accidentally drove through our neighbor's wall as I was learning how to drive a car as a teenager. So for me, mastering that motorcycle felt a lot like learning how to swim, tapping to a courage I didn't know I had, always finding chances for personal growth along the way. Going through a mental health challenge feels a lot like drowning, and no one can listen to your cries. And in our community, mental health isn't a topic we openly talk about, right? So we lack, it was and still is a subject absent from our curriculum. So that's why we lack the proper foundation. However, it is our own initiative to change that narrative and educate ourselves. So, I know it has been low, let me switch it up a little bit. I'm going to teach you a special dance called the heart dance. Tell your neighbor, the heart dance. This dance is a tool I crafted for myself as a fun reminder of these important factors for my mental health and emotional intelligence. Step number 1, high five. Give a neighbor a high five. Nice. In my darkest moments, I often felt alone, like nobody cared. But with the heart dance, we can give ourselves that high five, that acknowledgement, a reminder that I matter, you matter, we matter. Hakuna Matata. It's a small gesture, but it has a huge impact. The second step is empathize. In my darkest moments, I was struggling, and I wished for someone to understand my pain. Now, through this dance, we can be that someone for ourselves and for others, to express empathy, listen without judgment, connecting emotionally, truly, with those around us. The next step is analyze your mind. In those moments when my thought felt like a tangled mess, I wished for clarity. Now, through this dance, we can take a step back, assess our thoughts, and gain a deeper knowledge of our own minds. It's like finding a flashlight in the darkness of your own thoughts. The next step is regulate. Tell your neighbor, regulate. When my emotions felt overwhelming, I desperately wanted to regain control. Now, through this dance, we can learn how to regulate our feelings to gain a sense of balance and calm. It's like tuning into a radio. When you're feeling low, you tune into a frequency or channel that has high vibration. And when you're feeling overwhelmed, you tune into a frequency or channel that has smooth, relaxing vibration. Regulate. Last but not least, talk, communicate. In my darkest hours, I was struggling to express my pain or trying to find the right words to express my pain. And I was afraid to impose more burden on others. But today, I'm encouraging myself to communicate with those I love and trust. Talking and communicating feels a lot like building bridges to connect with others, even when it feels like we're on opposite shores. So, I'm going to demonstrate the heart dance as follows. High five to the left, high five to the right, empathize, slide to the side, analyze your mind, regulate, communicate, high five to the left, high five to the right, empathize, slide to the side, analyze your mind, regulate, communicate. Thank you. So let's keep practicing the heart dance together. It's not just about the steps. It's about reclaiming our mental health, breaking down the stigma, and becoming emotionally intelligent individuals. With this dance, we're not just moving our bodies. We're transforming our lives. According to the World Health Organization statistics, globally, 1 out of 8 people are facing a mental health challenge, with anxiety and depression being most common. Moreover, more than 700,000 people are dying from suicide every year. Now, to break that down, that's approximately 1 person every minute. And ever since I've started speaking, 16 people have committed suicide. 16. It's high time we realize that there's no health without mental health. Mental health is like a mirror for physical health. When you have a headache, it could be a sign that you have stress, right? Fever could look like anxiety, and fatigue might be like depression, a sign that your mind needs a deep rest. So let's start giving our minds the same care and attention we give to our bodies. And together, we can break down the stigma, the stereotype, and make mental well-being a priority for all. Question: am I still swimming? Yes, but not in a small pool. Today, I'm literally swimming in the vast ocean as I keep transforming fear into fun. And I invite each one and every one of you, my sisters, my brothers, to discover your own unique path of transforming negativity to positivity, as there's profound wisdom and beauty in these experiences. Our mental health is as important as our physical health. And now, through a movement that champions listening to your heart, I'm able to help others navigate through their own waves of life, creating a community of conscious citizens in the spirit of wholeness. Uzima. So, as we wrap up today, remember, all things is dual. Just like there is black, there is white. There is good, there is bad. We are perfectly imperfect, and that's beautiful. Also remember that mental health challenges does not discriminate. It can affect people of all ages, genders, ethnicities, even classes. Remember that our journeys are unique, but our struggles are shared. So let's continue supporting one another, showing empathy, kindness, and understanding. I would like to leave you with a thought inspired by the African philosophy of Ubuntu. I am because you are. Tell your neighbor, I am because you are. This reminds us that our shared humanity connects us all. Love knows no bounds. It has no beginning and no end. So let's embrace this philosophy and return to our roots of taking care of one another. Utu, humanity. Let's extend empathy and understanding to those struggling with mental health issues and any other issue. There's an African proverb that says, ukitaka kwenda haraka, nenda peke yako. Ila ukitaka kwenda mbali, twende pamoja. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, let's go together. For it is together as a community, as a people, as children of Mama Earth, that we can truly heal and grow. A collective movement from nowhere to now here. Turn to your neighbor. Smile. Tell your neighbor, you're not alone. I see you. I see you. Thank you.